In today's news, it has been 4 days now since Trump won his election campaign and the world is still abuzz about it. Especially in the crypto space, we have numerous sources from the CFTC to mainstream media and even Ripple themselves and many more all stating the exact same thing. Trump is turning the tide and will save crypto, therefore also saving the United States of America. Now, how exactly will he go about doing this? Well, it seems to mainly stem from his promise to remove Gary Gensler, reforming the SEC the very day he takes office. Now, this inevitable future, though, hasn't stopped the SEC's tyranny, their regulation by enforcement action, as recently they have started seeking to dismiss Kraken's key defences, challenging its claim of regulatory overreach amid ongoing lawsuit. The SEC is definitely going down like a childish toddler of an agency that they are kicking and screaming, and you know your days are most definitely numbered when even SEC maxis, people like John Reed Stark, who is a devoted, staunch SEC supporter, now has the class to say the people have spoken. Gensler and his anti-crypto minions should voluntarily stand down. The SEC's new chair, when appointed, will use the agency's internal mechanisms to remove them. Either way, it is over for Gary Gensler. The very same thing can be seen stated here from Coinbase, their chief legal officer Paul Grewal here, going as far as to state that many ongoing cases will likely be dropped. So Ripple's lawsuit, Coinbase's lawsuit, Kraken's, Robinhood, Crypto.com, you name it, many of them will be dropped. And to an extent, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse said something similar here in his interview on BBC News, where it is highlighted by the news anchor that Ripple stand to gain the most from Trump's re-election, and Brad Garlinghouse in agreement. Take a very close listen.
And one of the biggest winners from Donald Trump's re-election to the White House has been the crypto world. Bitcoin, for example, hit record highs this week by passing that $76,000 mark for the first time. Another token seeing big gains over the past few days is XRP, which has been developed by the digital payment network Ripple. It's currently valued at around $11 billion and is trying to go mainstream by launching its own ETF. However, it's currently involved in a long-standing case with the Securities and Exchange Commission, which is blocking the launch. For more on all this, we're now joined by the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse. So welcome, Brad. Let's start with that tweet that you have sent on a crypto checklist to Donald Trump for his first 100 days, including firing SEC Chair Gary Gensler. What are the main things that you want him to address?
Well, as you probably know, Donald Trump has been kind of a crypto advocate and the crypto president by his self-proclamation around that for a number of months during the campaign. And he has actually said that one of the first things he would do in office is to do everything he can do to remove Gary Gensler, who has really waged a war against crypto in the United States. The irony, of course, is many countries around the world, even the UK, Switzerland, Singapore, have really leaned into crypto, created clear rules, which has allowed entrepreneurs and capital to flow in and allow the industry to grow and thrive.
And with a Donald Trump win, are you expecting a resolution in this Ripple versus SEC lawsuit? I mean, this was surrounding whether XRP is considered a security or a digital currency. And what do you think a resolution would mean for the broader crypto industry?
Look, as you probably know, we've been fighting with the SEC for 3.5 years. We won that case last summer. The SEC, the judge in that case declared very explicitly, XRP in and of itself is not a security.
It is in my personal belief, and I'm sure the belief of many in the crypto space, not financial advice of course, but that Trump is going to cause a huge crypto and also huge XRP price explosion as well in adoption. Even institutional investors, as we can see here from Smoke, are saying the exact same thing. Signum, an institutional crypto market survey, revealed that institutional investors are expecting high returns in 2024 this year, and we may have less than 2 months left of the year now, but make no mistake, the bull run does start now. We have more rate cuts now coming. Donald Trump is in office and Bitcoin is now at all-time highs. Make no mistake, 2025 next year will only continue this bullish momentum, as that will be the time Trump flips the switch, taking office. And this is why I'm so bullish on crypto, especially on Ripple and XRP, which is why I created a free to join Discord server where over 450 of us now are working towards achieving financial freedom, spreading our knowledge in order to become as rich as possible in this bull cycle. If you want to join, click the link in the description below, because love or hate the man Donald Trump, it is highly likely that Donald Trump will be the catalyst to send XRP to the moon. Once more, by reforming the corrupt agency of this SEC. Fox Business journalist Elena Terrett here reached out to the SEC about whether Gary Gensler plans to finish his term as the chairman or step down with Trump's inauguration in January 20th, which surprisingly or unsurprisingly even was met with a no comment. Elena Terrett then further went on to ask Trump's transition team on that matter who will replace Gary Gensler, and they responded with, "I promise you it will be someone pro-crypto." Now, who that will be is still up for debate, with SEC Commissioners Hester Pierce and Mark Yader planning to create an internal crypto task force at the SEC when Trump takes over. Some believe it'll be one of those two, but then again, other sources suggest that Trump is considering Wall Street lawyer Richard Farley to replace Gary Gensler. Time will tell, but once again, remember, whoever it is, they will be pro-crypto, and make no mistake, they will also be pro-XRP. Trump seemingly is pro-XRP. As we heard briefly again back in that BBC News interview, the anchor mentioned Brad Garlinghouse's first 100-day checklist for Donald Trump here. Well, in response to this post from Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple's chief legal officer Stuart Oldrotty stated something very, very interesting, that Trump took his time to actually listen to Ripple's story when they met in San Francisco in the summer and prioritized crypto as a key policy issue. Potentially that is why Brad Garlinghouse and crypto in general, but Brad Garlinghouse is so bullish on Trump taking office, stating that we are finally now able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Interestingly enough, the CFTC Commissioner Caroline Pham seems to share that belief as well when she talks about the potential next steps for the new administration and the importance of regulatory policies. Take another very close listen.
They have spoken, and they want to see people with real-world business experience in Washington. I think that's why you see the markets rallying, because there's a hope that there's going to be people with deeper understanding of the markets, of market fundamentals, of the international trade situation, and what that means for the balance of power between the U.S. and the rest of the world. So I think that's what that means. And I think importantly in the crypto space, what it means is no more regulation by enforcement, that America needs to go back to embracing innovation, and we need to be forward-looking like we are here in Singapore, and be focused on what can we do to provide regulatory clarity now or today. And that's why I've proposed a U.S. regulatory sandbox in the past that we've talked about. And that's something that we can do now, we can do today. The MAS stood up their regulatory sandbox in 2018. It's time for us to do these pilot programs now. And the GMAC has been putting forward proposals as well to provide that regulatory clarity. Tokenized collateral proposal is coming up on November 21st. And there's already been the first ever GMAC U.S. digital asset taxonomy that will help to bridge that gap so that American can catch up with the regulatory clarity for crypto assets around the world that we're still lacking.
Then we have it here from Jeremy Hogan, also shares this belief on the potential next steps with Trump in power. What will it mean for crypto lawsuits, in particular Ripple versus the SEC? The likely scenario goes as follows. Gensler will be stepping down before Trump takes office in January 20th. The new SEC chair sent out a marching order that all non-fraud cases need to be disposed of. The litigation team looks at each case and recommends on whether to be dismissed or settled, where Ripple will likely be settled for the agreed amount of $125 million. Other cases which haven't gone as far yet, so like Coinbase's or Kraken's for example, will simply be dismissed, and we will all live happily ever after. One thing to note though that is very, very important is that this will not happen overnight. It won't. It will take some time, but the bottom line is that it is finally happening, and hopefully happening sooner than we'd all like to expect. Time will tell though, but do your own research, come chill chat and learn more in the free Discord server. Again, the link is below, but remember, don't look short term, think long term, and I'll see you in the next one.